Welcome to Smartphone Graphic Design class. I'm very excited to have you here. Congratulations. So to start with, we'll be talking about introduction to Canva, and in our case here I'll be talking about Canva as a mobile app and canva.com. Wait a minute, I'm not here to get you confused, but let me just explain. There's this Canva app which you probably might have installed on your phone already as an application, and the good news is that Canva has a web platform which can be accessed via your web browser. So, and the good thing about canva.com is that it makes your design more interesting because it has a lot of flexibility that is attached to it. So in the course of this video, I will be explaining the interface of canva.com, because once you are able to get that, then you can easily navigate Canva as an app, because it's just about the same thing. It's just that canva.com gives you more flexibility than the app. So let's dive in. So first thing we want to do is to go into our browser. Use any browser that is convenient for you based on the uniqueness of your phone. In my own case here, I'll be using my native browser, and click on it. Okay, and let me refresh, and let me go to www.canva.com. Go. Oh, sorry, I typed 4 W's. Canva.com. We are there now, and welcome to my workplace, my workstation. And by default, if you are new to Canva, be it on the app or on the web portal, the first thing you'll be doing is to sign up, and subsequently you can always sign in. And I told us initially that we should always ensure that when we are signing up, there are so many options we have. You can choose to sign up via Facebook, but make sure you sign up using your email, which is the regular post. Make sure you use that. Why I asked us to do that is because if you have that in place, you can navigate between canva.com and the Canva application. And I'll be explaining further why we need to be able to navigate between both in the course of our training. So now let's dive into the training for today. Okay, this is the interface of canva.com, or even if you have your Canva app, you get something like this. So the first thing you want to do is you start off by deciding on what you want to print. What you want to design. You can't just go to Canva and start thinking of what you want to design. You would have known what you want to design. That's the best approach. So in this case, let's say you want to design a flyer. So the first thing you want to do is to choose your category. If you look at this, you can see we have so many categories, which ranges from Instagram posts, logo, flyer, and the likes. So there are 3 ways basically to this thing. Let's say I want to design a flyer. I can decide to start by going to the search menu, the search bar. I can as well go to any of these 2. I can as well go to any of this category, just scrolling through the category and decide. Then also I can decide to make use of the plus button. It's either you go through 1, 2, or 3, you achieve the same results. So when you click on this, and don't forget there are templates, but in this case we are meant to design like a professional. So now I want to design a flyer. All I can do is just to type flyer. Can you see that? So you have a lot of varieties of flyer. So for the purpose of this video, let me just go with any of them. Then to take me to templates of flyers. Hold on while it loads. So as much as you would like to start from scratch, Canva will still want you to go through a template, like edit a template to get your work done, which is super nice. But then we are professionals here, we want to make our design from the scratch. You can go through the template just to get some ideas, but we want to design from scratch. So I'll tell Canva, thank you, I'm not interested, by clicking on this. So that's what I will do. So it will take me to a blank page with the size already determined as flyer. So what I would like to do is, the first thing I'll talk about is, let me talk about the plus button here. The plus button here. With this plus button, it's all about the enablement to add icons, to add elements to your design, like the content of your design, what you want to place in your design. So the plus button will enable you to do that. Once you click on it, you can see you have templates. That means you might still want to work with some form of templates. You have the uploads, you have photos, elements, text and audio, video, background, fold and the likes. So when you click on template, it takes you to some form of templates. But in the course of this study, we really don't want to work with templates. You see, we are back to templates. So when you click on uploads, uploads and photos are quite related, because when you click on photos, for example, it takes you to some pre-designed pictures. Can you see that already made available in Canva database? Can you see that? Plus your recently used pictures. So now let's now say you don't have your desired picture in the Canva's dashboard. You can now go to uploads to upload your own picture from your gallery or from your file manager, as the case may be. Can you see that? So let me go back again so that you see the plus button again. I click on upload, it will take you to the same place we just left now. Can you see that? So to upload your picture, all you have to do is to do what? Click on this, click on the upload media. Can you see it takes you here? Then you click on what? You click on your device, so that Canva can take you to the device file manager. So click on device. So you can see, choose your option as you best understand. So let me just go with gallery in this case. Can you see? So it takes you to your pictures. Let's say I want to work with this. Done. It's uploaded already, so I cannot click on it again to add it up to my design. Can you see that? Can you see? Okay, so you can move it around and all of that. You can enlarge it. Just use it to the best of your knowledge, to the best you want to achieve. Can you see that? So that is that about adding up pictures using photos and using upload. So let's go back to our plus button. You can see the element. This is a very important feature. Under element, you can choose to go with any shape. Let's say you want to apply a particular shape to your design. Once you click on element and you click on shapes, it takes you to different variety of shapes, the circle, square, triangle and the likes. So still under element, you can decide to go for arrows. Once you click on arrow, it will take you to varieties of arrow. You can decide to go for so many things as may apply to what you want to achieve. Understand? That's the beauty of element. Now under element, let me quickly talk about some beautiful items you can use for design. Let me talk about BLOB, blob. Click on type blob and go to search. Can you see that? Can you see variety of blobs? All these blobs are very sweet for designs. Like you can maneuver them, you can use them the way you like to make your design beautiful. Can you see that? Still under elements, Another thing I'll talk about is gradients. Look at gradients, type gradients. Can you see? It's sort of related to blobs, but in this case, when we talk about gradient, you always have a field of color combination. Can you see? Which you can actually doctor to your particular color, set of colors you want your gradient to look like. Another thing I'm talking about is what? Brush. BRUSH. Can you see? So all these elements, they are good elements that can make your design look very, very unique. You understand? So elements can give a lot of content. Shapes, lines, dots, blobs, gradient, brush, name it, so you can get it from elements. Let me go back. Sorry, I guess I just made a blunder now. Let me go back to the design. So that it will take me, I clicked on design, so that it will take me to the work I'm working on presently. Okay, so let me click on it. Hold on while it loads. Okay, we are back here. So if you want to add a text, you click on the plus button again and click on what text. It will take you to a variety of options that you have. Add the heading, add the subheading. Me, I just select anyone I feel like using. You will add the heading, you can do. Just click on add the heading. Because it really doesn't matter, you get to decide on how big you want it. If you want it to come up like a heading, or you want it to come up like the content of the design as it were. So look at that, you can always edit it to your taste. Can you see that? Type whatever it is you want to type, or you want to apply to your design. Can you see that? So you can decide to add audio, you can decide to add video. This is very effective if what you are designing is meant to be converted to video content. Let's say you want to convert it to more like a motion graphics or the likes. You want it to have a background music running and the likes. That is what those ones are for. So talking about background too, can you see that? You can decide to give your bees a suitable background. Let's say I go with this. Can you see that? You understand? The background that was started with, you can decide to give it a particular suitable background. So that's that about that. I would also like to talk about this 3 dots here. Yes, this 3 dots here. Click on it. It has a lot of submenus, some icons that you can click on. Can you see that? You can decide to change the view of your design space. You can see presently is on scrolling view. You can change it to thumbnail view. You can change it to grid view. So that is really not what I want to dwell on in this class, because it's, look at it. Okay, let's say I want to work with thumbnail view. I can just change it. Can you see that? Just to change it for viewing sake, look at grid view. Can you see that? Look at that. So it's just for you to change from one view to another. That's why I really don't want to dwell on that. So let's move on. So but look at, you can work on your show margins. You click on show margin, it will show you. Can you see the margin? Can you see that? Can you see the margin? Can you see the margin? Can you see that? So it depends on what you want to achieve with it. Just for this is just for you to help yourself not to exceed some level of margins while inputting your content in your design. You understand? So but more importantly, I would like us to go to save. If you want to save your work, you can just click on save. If you want to decide that your work should be saved in a particular folder, you click on save to folder. Then very, very importantly, please note this: there are some cases you might be having some technical glitches, or there are some cases you might want to copy your work. Like you finish designing a particular work, maybe you want to have another version where you just edit one or two things and you have another design, you can just make a copy so that you can go and edit that copy. That's what that is for. Then if you click on this, let's say you are done designing and you want to export, that's what this is for. Once you click on it, it takes you to the download page, so you can choose what best suits your purpose. But basically you might want to download it to your phone, so you click on the downloads and it gives you a lot of suggestions. If you click on the drop down, you can save as PNG, JPEG, PDF standard and the likes, as the case may be. You understand? Now finally, let me talk about this. Let me click out. Let me talk about this one. Now what it does is it's more related to the view. So once you click on it, it will give you an overview of what you have. You see, the uniqueness about Canva is that you can create stuff like ebook with Canva. You can create stuff like video content with Canva. So, and that is where this one is very important, because now you can decide to copy page 1, have another copy at page 2 by clicking on duplicate. Can you see that? So, but with this overview now, you'll be able to see the progress of the number of pages you have. Of course, if you go back to the main view, if you click out, you'll still be able to see. Can you see that? You still be able to see how many pages you have made so far. Can you see? So, but when you click on it again, you have a full overview of what you have here. So, and once you are here, you can click on the plus button to add another page. Can you see that? Click on it again to add another page, which maintains your background without the content of the previous page. So, and you can duplicate a particular page too, so that you carry all the contents. You understand? You can select too. If you click on select, that means you'll be able to select multiple pages. So it now depends on what best suits what you want to achieve. Now let me talk about this section. Let me talk about this particular section here. This section, as you can see, that section is very, very unique. It comes up according to what you click on. If I click on the background now, you can see it has activated. It will tell you what you can do with what you have selected. Can you see? You can actually delete the background. You can actually delete the background, change the color of your background, add some effects, do some filtering, some adjustments, some cropping, some flipping. You can animate it so that it turns to a motion graphics. You can reduce the transparency and the likes. So it's unique and it's consistent. Like whatever you need for whatever item you click on, that is what it's going to give you. Let's say for example I click on the text that we have here. Now you can see you have the edit button. Now you have the delete, the duplicate button. That's duplicate. What does that mean? For you to copy. I've just copied it. I can as well delete it too. Can you see that? I can as well delete. So when you click on edit, it brings up your keyboard and you'll be able to type. Maybe you want to change the contents, you'll be able to type it, the quick brown fox. So here we go. So I can change the color too. Can you see that? I can change the fonts. Maybe you don't like that particular font, you want to change the font. I can change the font size. I can change the color. I can format it by bolding it. Look at it, underline, italicize, and like this particular font can be bolded. It's meant to be bold by default. You can't unbold it and bold, but you can choose other fonts that will enable you to decide to bolding or unbolding. So you can do a lot with the formatting. You can do your spacing too. Let's say between, maybe you have more than one line of text in this particular box, you can decide to reduce the line spacing between text line 1 and text line 2. That's what this is for. And so many other things you can do. You can decide to animate it. You can change the transparency. If you click on transparency, let me explain transparency. It's all about opacity, how faint you want your item to look like. Can you see that? So, and that applies to pictures too. Transparency will make your picture, it will reduce and increase the opacity just for you to achieve a very nice design. Can you see that? So it depends on what you want to achieve per time, that will determine what you do. Then let me talk about this position icon too. you can see you might be trying to place a particular item somewhere. You see, let's say you want to place this somewhere around the tail edge. You know, the normal moving, once you can only move it, you can actually move it by clicking on it and you move your finger around where you want. But let's say there's a particular place you want it placed, and moving that way might be difficult for you. So you can just apply this man, Mr. Nudge. What Mr. Nudge does is it helps you to move that particular item, maybe to the right, to the left, up or down, at a very reduced pace. Look at that, it's moving gradually. So with that, you'll be able to control the movement of your item and where you want it to stay. And finally, let me talk about the position. This position is all about how you want your item positioned. For example, you have this box image and go to position. Let's say peradventure the text is on top of the image right now. You can click on position to bring your text to the front by pressing back forward. Can you see that? So the unique thing about these buttons is that, let's say you have a very filled design already, like you have combined a lot of things, pictures, blobs, shapes and the like, overlapping each other. So when you click on, let's say you want something to go back, when you click on backward, it goes back by one level. It doesn't just go back outrightly, it goes level by level just to make your design beautiful. So that's the way position works. So that is that about introduction. You can take your time to explore Canva much more in your convenience. Thank you very much. See you in the next class. Bye.